everybody. I wanted to bring your attention to a potential security issue on Twitter that a lot of people aren't aware of. So Twitter has two different ways of accessing your account. You can either sign in just by going to Twitter.com and logging in, or you can have what's called API access. API is the backend code that allows third-party apps to have access to your Twitter account. So that can include Twitter on your phone. It can include things like Hootsuite, auto tweeters, all sorts of things. Problem with this is a while back Twitter had changed their API. So if you change your password on your primary Twitter, right, which you can do by going to settings, password, type in your new password, current password, and then your new password, you can easily change your password. The problem is that doesn't actually affect the API, which means that things that had access to your account before will continue to have access to your account despite the fact that you've changed your password. Sometimes when a program will do a re-authentication, it'll bump into the issue that says, oh, we need to update your password, and then it'll stop posting on your behalf, and likely you'll get an email or some type of notification. However, that isn't always the case. So people will share their password with other members of their team who will sign them up to various things that are, yet again, posting on your behalf. Doesn't seem like that big of a deal, unless, say, you have a giant falling out with that person. We've all had it happen where you had somebody who was working with you, and then all of a sudden something goes horribly wrong, and maybe you don't want them to have access to your Twitter anymore. So, like I said, you go over, first thing you need to do, you go over and you go to your settings and you go to password and you change your password, and that's great, except for the fact that it doesn't disconnect the API. Twitter will actually prompt you to change your password or to check your third-party apps that are authenticated. However, if you don't do it at that time or it doesn't prompt you, what you need to do is you need to go down to here. Let's get this over where it says apps, right down here. So this is, go to your little profile image here, go to settings, it'll take you to your primary settings, and then go to apps. Apps, this will show you all of the things that are connected, things that are able to post or access information from your account. So you can see here I have a number of different things, like here's ModelCentro. This is the back end that allows ModelCentro to post on your behalf. Here's Hootsuite, here's an RSS feed, here's IFTTT. So here's all sorts of things. So if I change my password and say the person that I didn't want accessing had set up IFTTT, and I don't want them doing anything through IFTTT, all I have to do is click revoke access, and that's it. And now it's done. It is literally as simple as that. And if you accidentally click revoke access before you sign out while you're still in this screen, all you have to do is click undo revoke, and it gives access about it again. So this makes it really easy. So what you can do is, if you change your password, is you can just go through and revoke access to any app that you no longer want associated with your page, and that with your Twitter feed, and that app will no longer be able to post. I highly recommend that you go through this and make sure that you do that if you change your password. And quite honestly, I also recommend that you check your apps and see how many things have access to your Twitter feed. There are a lot of applications out there that are just doing kind of background work on your behalf that you might not even realize. So I recommend hopping into the apps, check out what's there, revoke access to the ones that you no longer want, and if you change your password, please make sure to go in and revoke access. This is the only way to keep your account truly secure.